I'm in New Braunfels, Texas, interviewing the sole owner of the world's largest VHS collection. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great.
By the way, I'd like to state for the record, Texas is a really big state.
Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas.
We came here to see you because you acquired quite a massive VHS collection.
Yeah, this appears to be one of the largest sealed collections in the world to our knowledge and research. We're still researching, but there's 9,000 plus tapes. 98% of them are all sealed and never been watched in original packaging.
Wow. So where did you acquire this collection?
We found it at an estate sale. And we had been researching kind of the trends and like 90s pop culture. Cool. And definitely I used to edit VHS and as a production company out of high school, and had a lot of familiar and remember going to the video stores and doing all kinds of stuff. So it's always something that interests. And recently I'd been pulling out some old personal tapes and things and noticing that the value of this stuff is just exponentially increasing.
Yes,
and so we're like, well, I'm gonna go we'll start going to some estate sales and picking up a few of these things because they're like out there. And then we did realize it was a lot harder to find the sealed ones. So we were definitely looking for the sealed, and then just kind of out of nowhere, this collection, and it was like, oh, there's a whole shelf. Well, we're definitely going to that estate sale. Turned out to be an entire room, floor to ceiling, triple stacked of VHS tapes, and bought the whole collection.
So what do you think is your rarest videotape that you own?
We're still going through them all, but we have found some tapes that were shot on VHS and produced and distributed on VHS, so maybe 200 copies max ever made. We've got a sealed one of those. Quite a few early horror films. And we've got a large assortment of like the top 50 movies of all times, sealed and original. Indiana Jones, large amount of horror. But there's kind of a mix of everything, and every time we go through a shelf, we filled an entire full-size U-Haul truck stacked with boxes, so to get the collection home. So as we go through it, it's like, oh, look at this. So it's been really fun going through it, but we're still researching it all and cataloging it. We're gonna write it all down next.
So why do you think VHS tapes is drawing so much interest among collectors, and why do you think they're paying so much money for the tapes?
In collectibles, a lot of things that were thrown away and discarded are the things that become really valuable in the antiques world. And so they're actually now there's a lot of nostalgia. Since everything's streamed now, you can't there aren't Blockbuster anymore, and there's a lot of memories. Like I have personal memories of going to the video store with my dad and renting movies and looking through the shelves for hours at the cover art. And that was just as exciting as actually watching the movie, was picking out and looking at, I wonder what this movie's like, these weird things. So definitely the nostalgia part is bringing out a lot of the collectors, and it is something that's actually pretty hard to find now.
Specific plans for the collection, or selling it as individually or as a whole entire collection?
We're definitely researching. I'm kind of researching some out of country possible collectors. So we might sell the entire collection as one entire collection. We might hang on to it for a while because the investment of it is from when we got the collection to now, some of the tapes have already doubled in price.
So my question is, what did the original collection cost, and what do you believe the estimate value of the possible collection or entire collection be worth today?
Yeah, we got the collection for an absolute steal, and it was like $20K. We're estimating the collection to be somewhere $1 million or plus in value, because we keep pulling out $10,000, $20,000 tapes every time we go through a box. Just here today, we were looking through some things and found some stuff that was like, oh, I didn't even know this was in here, and this one's ultra rare. So, it's a lot. What's also fun about this is it's fun.
Exactly.
This is exciting, it's fun. If it wasn't worth anything, it would still be fun because it's just got like a lot of, it's got a lot of excitement to, going through memories and stuff.
I'm still wrapping my head around some of these tapes sell for more than some used cars.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the tapes are better investments. You don't have to fix them.
And what's the interesting thing, that a true collector, they can't watch the tape because VHS is like actually a obsolete medium turning to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the historic because it's one of the first mediums that was consumable to the general public. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
That and Betamax.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they had definitely had the Betamax and VHS war between and stuff like that. Was a pretty interesting time. And I, when I was editing and doing broadcasts and all of this, it was interesting being a filmmaker and editing on linear tape versus all the non-linear stuff. And now we see a lot of effects online and looks people are trying to get, and you can only actually achieve that with using the old gear. And so when I see something, it's always fun when I see something neat and it was like, oh, they did that with an old tube VHS camera and stuff like that. So cool. It's got a nostalgia look that's unmistakable.
Well, I'm really excited about you giving us a little tour of the actual VHS tapes, and I would really like to thank you for allowing me to interview you and coming here to Texas, and I definitely would love to come again and visit you and enjoy more. And so I guess it's on you.
Okay, yeah, I'll be glad to show you all the. So I'll show you some of the rare finds, and then when you come back to Texas, we'll go to my theater and we'll pop in a VHS tape and watch it on a 40-foot screen. It's pretty interesting. Okay, this is where we store everything, and we've got all these library cases, and we're estimating 9,000 to 10,000 tapes in this collection right now. We're still adding to it because as we find them now, as we've done so much research, it's become really exciting to, when we find something at another, we add to it. But we've got, each one of these cases is stacked with tapes all flat, and you can see all the seals on them. Here's a whole section of Star Trek. It's just been like going through finding movies that well, that's funny. There's just so many cool titles in here. It's pretty captivating. Okay, so over here we have some of the highlighted tapes that are interesting for I'll show you some examples of like a newer tape that's an absolute perfect and what to look for on the tape. So like here's an Indiana Jones, and this one's absolutely perfect on all of its shrink wrap, and then you've got the Paramount seal on the bottom, and then sometimes they have the cool extra stickers on them, and so this would be when it gets graded, it'll be a 9.6 plus tape, and then it has the watermarks. So this, you can tell that this one's never ever been opened. It is an original first release. So that's like the ones you'll see. And this one is brand new, never been opened, but it was a probably shot on VHS, independent film, probably couple hundred of them made, and these are like almost unobtainable films to find because there's so few. And then this collection has tons and tons of tapes like this that have never been opened. So that's what makes this so special, is like you can find like a tape, some of these tapes go for thousands and thousands opened, and there's tons of these original horror films sealed. And then we got Batman, War Games, Child's Play, the neat old cover art on, with red cases, and super fun. And then we get into ones that are like these are called big box films, and so they came in bigger promotional packages, which are really neat. And I think that's one of the exciting parts of having the tapes, is the cover art and being able to physically hold it, and as a collectible. So like trading cards and stuff like that. So a whole bunch of big boxes. Then we got let's see, let's look for something. Yeah, there's another fun one, mutant video. So this one I just found today, an amazing copy of The Shining with an unusual top on the cover, all the seals, everything really absolute perfect. Love the cover on this one, Evil Speak. So these would have been, the big boxes would have been even earlier. These are like some of the first of the tapes that came out before, right when they were experimenting with VHS and getting it out onto the rental market and consumer market. And then like this collection has like multiple copies of Labyrinth, and yeah, it's really quite fantastic.
NFTs and stuff like that. Like, as far as people do you think people are going to start buying stuff for the NFTs?
Yeah, so kind of some ideas and research with the tapes and who's buying, and collectors with lots of money have been going NFTs and cards and Bitcoin, and people that made a ton of money in Bitcoin. It's kind of this type of group that has the nostalgia, that remembers this type of stuff, and this is becoming kind of like the secondary art market. That there's actually there are things that are running. It's harder to find really neat things to buy. So there is always this kind of competition of trying to find that really neat special thing out there that other people, and since there's a lot of people with a lot of wealth now, people need to find something really exciting to spend their money on. And I think that is actually driving some of this market. The fine art auction places that would usually do paintings and type of stuff, like heritage auctions and Sotheby's and these type of companies have started doing VHS only auctions and inquiring about the collection and want information about stuff. So it's definitely the same thing as like fine art. And so there's a rare painting that one artist made, and there's only one of them, and then there's might be only a handful of these tapes. So supply and demand is really driving the market up on it. And it's also, a lot of tapes are going international, so we have a worldwide market. So yeah, and only a handful of them to sell. So